All right, so hi everyone and happy Community Foundation Week. My name is Melinda Serafosky and I'm a Community Engagement Associate. This is my third and sadly final year participating in Community Foundation Week because I'll be graduating. But I'm still very excited to kick off Favorite Memory Friday by celebrating the incredible team that makes all of this possible. So today I'm joined by George, Nancy, Amy, and Gloria, the amazing members of our team who bring so much passion and heart to our work every day. And while Madeline couldn't be here with us today, stay tuned for her answers in the next post. So we'll be chatting about the team's journey, their favorite memories, and what Community Foundation means to them. So to get started, first we'll do introductions and really how you found your passion in philanthropy. And George, we'll start with you, and then we can pass the baton.
Sure. Thanks so much. And thanks for gathering us to do a little bit of reflection here in Community Foundation. We're so busy, we don't do this often. And I think it's a good practice for us to do this. So my name is George Ferrari, and I have served as CEO of your Community Foundation for 20 years, 20 to 25 years. And I have always worked in what I like to call the mission-driven sector. I have been a member of our local community for 45 years and have served in two other roles as the CEO or executive director in two other organizations. One was AIDS work, and the other was Catholic Charities. How I find my passion in philanthropy? Boy, philanthropy is all about passion. It's really about the love of humankind and our ability to look at how we can make things better. And every single one of us, always has resources with which we can contribute and to advance our idea and visions and passions of how, as good as things are, we can make them better and how we can preserve assets in our community for forever. We like to say we're in the forever business in philanthropy. And I'm very passionate about people doing things to make things better and to do them together as a group of people under the umbrella of the Community Foundation. So I think philanthropy is all about passion and supporting each other and celebrating and recognizing the work we do. So it's the best job in the world that I get to do every day.
I bet everyone agrees. Amy, how about you?
Aw, thanks. So I'm Amy LeBeer, and I have just loved the work here at the Community Foundation, from being downtown to out to all parts of our county. There's something that really moves me about connecting with others. And for me, it's about celebrating that power of connection, the way individuals and families and organizations can come together through the Community Foundation and make a lasting change right here at home. For me, it's a reminder that philanthropy isn't only about giving money, but it's about sharing of our time and knowledge and compassion to strengthen the fabric of our communities. So it means a lot to me, and glad to be part of this week, and especially alongside of those here and the wider of us all.
Nancy, you're next.
Great. Thanks. My name's Nancy Masici. I've been with the Community Foundation for 10 years. I have uh, a great experience here. In particular, I enjoy working at the Community Foundation and seeing the direct connection between people's generosity and the impact that it makes locally. Almost every day, I speak with people who want to help meet community needs, and I'm able to align their values with those needs. So I'm continually inspired by how thoughtful people are in their giving and how their actions, whether it's giving time, talent, treasure, and how that strengthens Tompkins County for everyone. And as the Chief Development Officer, the first for the Community Foundation of Tompkins County, I was hired because of a generous individual who left an unrestricted gift to the Community Foundation, and the board decided that this was what they needed, another staff person, in particular, someone with fundraising experience. And it's been a rewarding career in social change. And I fell into fundraising, but I have a family that showed me, how to give. and we didn't have a lot of funds. We weren't a wealthy family, and my family has just always been very generous. And even, what I thought was something not very much, it turns out it was an important gift, whether it was some of our, clothing, or giving blood, or going out and helping, clean up the flood in Corning. My mother did that, and I remember that as a young person.
Yeah, that was beautifully said. I love the story. And Gloria, how about you conclude our first question?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Melinda. First, I want to say that Melinda is my student, and
True.
I'm so saddened that she's leaving us this year. And she has done such a wonderful job at creating and implementing and planning and doing all these wonderful things for Community Foundation Week. So I just want to publicly acknowledge and say
Thank
thank you
you,
to Melinda,
Gloria.
and also thank you to the staff for just kind of doing what I tell them to do during the week. So thank you for that, for engaging and being part of the experience. My name is Gloria Kwaku. I serve as the Chief Engagement, Equity, and Grants Officer at the Community Foundation. And that's just a bunch of fancy words to say that my job begins and ends with people, and with community. I value and celebrate and leverage the differences and similarities, strengths and weaknesses of our community, and I aim to inspire an environment of true passion and community engagement. And people mostly know me for being the grants lady. I am at the helm of our grant cycle, so I plan, implement, and evaluate our grant cycles, from recruiting our review team members to carefully crafting our application questions. I also do the work associated with incorporating diversity, equity, and inclusion into the way that we do our grant making and into the way that we engage within our community. I found my passion for philanthropy. It grew out of a deep belief that lasting change begins with the community itself. At the very fabric of who I am, I'm community driven. I've been a community advocate for some time, and I make space for community advocacy wherever I am. And I've always been drawn to these spaces where people kind of come together and figure out solutions to problems and share stories and co-create and co-discover with each other. And that's kind of what led me to the Community Foundation. I've been here since 2022. And I've never looked back.
Well, thank you. So our next question now is, what does Community Foundation Week mean to you? And then we can go in the same order and begin with George.
Sure. For this wonderful group of people that I get to work with every day, every week is Community Foundation Week for us, because we're thinking about it and doing the work and engaging with people that want to learn more about what we do. But Community Foundation Week annually, this week in November 12th to the 18th, it's a chance for us to set aside some time to go above and beyond the work that we do, to invite people in to learn more about the work of the Community Foundation and how they can belong to that work and how they can feel a real sense of connection and engagement with that work. We are an organization that does many, many, many different things. And it's sometimes hard to understand what we do or describe what we do in a short period of time. So this week is your invitation to come on in, talk with us listening to what your ideas are about how to improve the community, and to learn what our special powers are. We have superpowers at Community Foundations. We can convene and catalyze collaborations and difficult community conversations to solve problems. We can move resources together. Our whole mission is very clear. We bring people and resources together to build a more equitable Tompkins County. And we do that by catalyzing collaborations. We do that by inspiring diverse philanthropy. And we do that by by championing justice and inclusion. So this is really a way for people to embrace what we've had here for 25 years, for you to see your place in it, for you to ask us hard, tough, critical constructive questions and have conversations that help us be better in serving you and help us be better in serving our community. So it's not your only chance to learn about community foundations, but it's a really highly concentrated way for you to begin to learn more and to go a little deeper about community foundations in general and about this particular one that's uniquely here for everyone who lives in, works in, or loves Tompkins County. We are your community foundation, and we really are rolling out the red carpet for you to engage with us. Begin your engagement. Don't end it at the end of Community Foundation Week, but stay connected with us. So we're always excited about it. It's an exciting time of year. It's around end of year holidays. It's around gratitude, and we focus on what we appreciate about each other and what we can possibly do to serve our community. So it's a great opportunity to connect in that way.
Great.
All
Amy?
right. So, wow. I'll just add a little bit. So for me, Community Foundation Week is a chance to shine the light on some of the partnerships, some of the collaborations that make all of this work possible. And I just think of, behind every grant and every fund and every collaboration are people. It's people. It's donors, it's the mission-driven sector leaders, it's volunteers, everyone who cares so deeply, hopefully about one another and also about this place that we call home or that we value. And this week encourages me to appreciate those relationships and also to see how together that we can address challenges. And there are challenges. There's also things to celebrate, but some of the challenges is childcare access or food insecurity, racial equity, and to do that together with creativity and a shared purpose. So that's some of what Community Foundation Week means to me.
Over to you, Nancy.
Great. To me, the Community Foundation Week is about the partnerships. As Amy said, I agree that the partnerships are what make change possible. And it brings deeper information to a broad audience. And for us to share how philanthropy can create lasting solutions. It's strengthening the organizations who are doing this, the human service organizations and more. And it ensures that we have an opportunity for everyone in our community to engage in this because it's not just for this one week, but it's for generations to come, this work that we do, and everyone can be a part of it.
Lastly,
All
Gloria.
right. Well, Community Foundation Week to me is a celebration, and who doesn't love a celebration, right? It's a celebration of who we are and why we do this work. It's a reminder that philanthropy isn't just about grants. We talk about that all the time. It's about connection. It's about trust and shared responsibility. This week, it kind of gives us a chance to reflect on the relationships, like Nancy said, the ones that we've built together and the progress that we've made together, while also going back to what George said about recommitting to listening deeply. So listening at a deeper level and centering the voices of those who are most impacted by inequity. So for me, it's a celebration, but it's also kind of like a call to action. Like, what is it that you can do to participate in your own personal philanthropy?
Well said. So now the final question is, what is your favorite memory with the Community Foundation so far? And George, you can get started.
I have so many memories. How do I pick a single favorite?
Right.
I can recall when we first heard, so I'm gonna give you a few. I can recall when we first heard from a local estate planning attorney that we were in line to receive a bequest that would enable us to give annual grants to every public library in a 5-county Finger Lakes library system. That was just amazing to think about over the years, the impact those grants have had in those communities where the library is everything. I can think about when we moved from our original location, which was kind of an open space. We had a few staff members there, and then we grew and expanded and made some people full-time, brought on some new staff. and we moved it to an actual office building where we had individual offices and an elevator that allowed anyone of any ability to come and visit us. And it really began to put a stake in the ground about how we can have those meetings and those conversations in a space that respectfully welcomes everyone. Think about some of the grant review meetings where we had this much of request and we had this much of money to give, and we made it work in magical kind of ways when we sent out requests to donor advisors to respond to that. And you know, there's so many different ways in which we have been privileged and honored to be in a position to serve the community and having that opportunity to expand our ability to do that thanks to the generosity of donors and to celebrate the incredible work of local mission-driven organizations. So it's hard to pick one memory. Over the last 20 years of my time in this position, certainly increasing the visibility of the foundation and helping more people see that they have a place here is one of my fondest memories.
Great. Amy, what's your favorite memory?
Well, besides sharing food and breaking bread together, I probably could stick kind of along that theme because that's a great way to intersect with people. So if I had to pick a favorite memory, it's when our doors are open and we're doing a holiday open house or a time where people come into our office and share their ideas with us, with each other. I could certainly talk about slip sliding into work or just being so thankful for a grant that's going out or a fund that's growing to make all of the work possible. But when it comes down to it, it's the people and it's getting to know different people through the course of either new folks for a period of time or folks that we've just been a part of that community life for a really long time. So for me, for the past 16 years, that's what I'd say is pretty special for some of my memories.
Yeah. Nancy, I'd love to hear from you next.
All right. I have a lot of favorite memories as well. And I will say reaching milestones, right? Getting to $1 million here and $1 million here and $1 million here. And that flow of dollars that goes back out into grant making. I'm very proud of that and love that. And I will also say some of my favorite memories are when George sneezes and I get scared out of my, I love
That's a good
the
one.
staff. Some of my favorite memories are, we ran name tags for a big event and they weren't alphabetical. And we got to the event and we were like laughing about how difficult that was. It's a great staff and we have so much fun. And I really just want to say, it's been a very rewarding place to be. Because we work so hard and we are doing as much as we can. We are a high functioning staff, but we have a lot of laughs, and this office wouldn't be as successful if it wasn't a fun place to be. So
I
those
can
are
really attest to
favorite
that as well.
memories.
And then Gloria, what is your favorite memory?
So I think the laughing part is important, and I'd say more than half of the time, the laugh is kind of coming from something that Nancy has done or has said or something like that. I have so many favorite memories also. So I am the newbie of the bunch. So we have 20 years and then we have 16 years. And Nancy, is it 11? I always forget.
Almost 10 and a half, yeah.
10 and a half years. So me, I've been here 3 years now. One of my favorite memories is seeing community members come together at our Women's Fund celebration. So that is an every year annual favorite memory thing for me. And just realizing how many of the projects we fund are just interconnected. And seeing these community members and the grantees and the different partners and our Women's Fund Advisory Council and the staff and just everybody kind of come together. There's always this sense of pride and joy in the room. People from all walks of life, from, executive director down to grant recipient, community member, and all of that just kind of coming together in this space and realizing that interconnectedness. It's always just such a happy, fulfilling, joyful moment. So all the stress that goes into creating that event, like Nancy said, with the unalphabetical order name badges, and the stress with having to being locked out of an office and having to print out the programs and all of those things. But afterwards, there's that sense of, oh my God, we did that. It was a great event. Everyone had such an amazing time. That's definitely one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, there really are many memories to look back to, but thank you all so much for sharing your stories. And we really hope that everyone tuning in today feels inspired to celebrate Community Foundation Week with us, but also reflect on your own favorite memories of giving back. So happy Favorite Memory Friday, everyone. And thank you again to our team for joining.
Thank you so much.
Melissa.